Hello, bright dreamers. Welcome back to Bright Tale Time, where magical stories light up sleepy hearts. Tonight's tale is about a tiny glowworm named Lumi who lives in a world where colors are slowly fading away. But what if one little spark of hope could bring them back? Snuggle in, close your eyes, and let's journey to a land of dreams and memory. This is Lumi and the Last Light. Let the story begin. Lumi and the Last Light, the world that once was. Once, the world was a canvas of color. The skies wore robes of sapphire blue, the trees shimmered in emerald green, and flowers burst like fireworks in every shade the heart could imagine. The rivers glinted with golden sunlight, and even the shadows danced in hues of violet and bronze. But now, the colors were fading. Not all at once, but one shade at a time. First, the reds vanished. Roses dulled into lifeless pinks, strawberries turned pale, and sunsets lost fire. Then, the oranges disappeared, followed by yellows. Greens dimmed next, and blues began to waver. No one knew why. Some said the colors had grown tired. Others whispered of an ancient forgetting, and most creatures had learned to live with it. They spoke fondly of the past, of red apples and blue skies, though none could truly see those shades anymore. None, except one. Chapter 1, Lumi's Light. Deep in the heart of the Whispering Woods, under a mushroom dome now dulled to beige, lived a glowworm named Lumi. She was tiny, no longer than a feather and softer than moonlight. But her light. Oh, her light still shimmered, not the bright glow of fireflies, but a subtle, shimmering swirl of green and blue, the last trace of vibrant color in the world. And Lumi saw more than light. She saw trails, ghost-like swirls where colors used to dance. She'd stare at a gray tulip and glimpse the echo of its once royal purple. Or watch the sky and see fragments of the vanished cerulean blue drifting like forgotten dreams everyone else had stopped seeing long ago. Everyone. Except Grumbin. Chapter 2, The Tortoise's Rhyme. Grumbin was a moss-covered tortoise as old as the woods themselves. His shell held carvings of old stories and songs. He rarely spoke, but when he did, creatures listened. One evening, as gray dusk swallowed the forest, Lumi crawled atop Grumbin's shell. "Why can I still see the colors?" she asked softly. The tortoise blinked slowly. "Because you believe," he said. "Belief holds memory. And memory holds color." He closed his eyes and recited a rhyme that hadn't been spoken in many, many moons. When colors fade and dreams grow dim, seek where light still dares to swim. In echo's song and memories deep, the keeper lies in silent sleep. "Who's the keeper?" Lumi whispered. "Not who," Grumbin replied. "Where?" And that was the beginning. Chapter 3, The Petal of Red. The next morning, Lumi ventured beyond her mushroom dome and found something that made her tiny heart glow. Tucked beneath a crack in an old rock, shielded from rain and wind, was a single wildflower petal. It held, impossibly, a flicker of red, true red. It pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. Lumi touched it gently, and the trails of lost colors around her surged brighter. The world remembered, if only for a second. She knew then that the rhyme was real. The keeper, wherever or whatever it was, held the secret to restoring the world's colors. And Lumi, small, glowing Lumi, would find it. Chapter 4, Pale Fields and Dust Hairs. Her journey began across the pale fields, meadows where grass once golden had turned to lifeless silver. Here, Lumi met the dust hares, lanky creatures with fur like ash and eyes that seemed to stare into the past. They moved in quick, nervous hops, speaking in whispers. "Colors are dreams," they said. "Best forgotten. Less painful." But one hare, young and curious, stepped forward. His name was Cinder. He had a patch of fur near his chest that shimmered faintly gold in the right light. "Where are you going?" he asked. "To find the color keeper," Lumi replied. Cinder laughed softly. "That's a bedtime story." "So was color," Lumi said, glowing a little brighter. He blinked, then nodded. "I'll come with you." Chapter 5, Hills That Echo. They crossed into the hollow Echo Hills, where the wind blew through empty nests and silence rang louder than any noise. No birds sang anymore. Not here. But then, they heard it, a faint melody carried by the breeze. Following the sound, they found an ancient statue of a lark, carved in stone. At its base, a small wind chime hung, its notes delicate, glowing with something unseen. As the chimes rang, Cinder froze. "I know this tune," he whispered. "My mother sang it when color still lived." Tears shimmered in his eyes. For a moment, golden sparks danced across his fur. Lumi watched, stunned. "Memories," she said. "They're keys." And somewhere, far below the earth, a buried root of the memory tree stirred. Chapter 6, The Glass Swamp. Their path led into the glass swamp, where mirrors of water reflected distorted truths. Lumi's glow flickered. The colors were weaker here, dulled by lies and fear. From the shadows rose the Grive, a creature with eyes like smoke and whispers like knives. "You seek the past," it hissed. "Let it go. Live in gray. It is easier." Cinder began to tremble, but Lumi stood firm. "Easy is not always right," she said. She sang the chime's melody. Her light grew. Cinder joined in, his voice rough but steady. The Grive recoiled, and with a hiss, vanished into mist. The swamp cleared, and faint rainbow glints sparkled on the path ahead. Chapter 7, The Memory Tree. They followed the color trail until they found it, a vast, hidden chamber underground, lit by a soft, humming glow. In the center stood the memory tree, its bark etched with carvings, its roots wrapped in forgotten dreams. As Lumi approached, her glow illuminated the tree's trunk. Carvings of red apples, orange suns, blue rivers, and violet night skies pulsed to life. Cinder touched one, a field of marigolds, and a burst of golden light flared from his chest. To awaken the keeper, they had to give something of themselves. Lumi dimmed her light, pressing it into the roots. "Take it," she whispered. "If it means color lives again." Cinder closed his eyes and gave up his happiest memory, the marigold field and the laughter of his siblings. The tree trembled, its branches bloomed. Chapter 8, The First Colors Return. The memory tree burst into bloom, petals of every color swirling into the air like butterflies. The light shot upward, through cracks in the cave roof, into the sky above. The world paused, and then it began. A single red flower bloomed on the pale fields, a blue bird sang in the echo hills, the glass swamp shimmered with green and gold. All across the land, colors returned, not as a wave, but as a slow, steady rain of light and memory. Lumi glowed again, but now her light held all colors, dancing in her tiny frame. Cinder laughed, golden again. "You did it," he whispered. "No," Lumi smiled. "We did." Epilogue, The Mural and the Message. Back in the Whispering Woods, Grumban smiled as creatures gathered. They painted the first mural in generations, using pigments returned from the memory tree's bloom. Lumi's journey, Cinder's song, the chime, the tree, it all found its place on the great shell of Grumban, now vibrant with life, and above the mural, they etched a new rhyme. When